Marshall. Hey guys, what's going on? Derek here with the Line 6 Pod HD500 and messing around with some different amp models. And right now I'm messing with the Plexi Lead 100 in the normal channel. Let me just crank the volume up on it a little bit. Alright, that's a lot better. What I'm doing is going through different amp models to give you a basic overview of how they sound, and also some features that I find make these amps sound really, really good. This is a model of the Marshall Super Lead 1959 in the normal channel, and sounds great. It's a great Marshall sound. This is really a great amp if you got a really bright sounding guitar, because it's a pretty dark sounding amplifier, but it has a nice warm fat tone. So let's mess around with it. But first I want to tell you about my setup. As far as in the real world, I'm using a Line 6 Variax, which I guess really doesn't count as the real world because it's modeling just as much as the pod. But I'm using a Line 6 Variax guitar and straight into the pod, and the pod running straight into an interface. The interface is set flat, so it's not imposing any tone on the pod at all. It's just a dry signal, so what you're hearing is what you'd be getting if you were to download my patch, which there's a link to it in the info box, and I really hope you check that out. I've got a lot of patches on there that you can download, and I really hope you enjoy them. As far as the pod is concerned, in the amp parameters right now, I have everything at 50% except for the master and the hum. The master comes stock all the way up, and the hum comes stock at 50, but I turned it all the way down. And then the cat parameters, all I did was turn the thump all the way up. And as far as cabinet goes, I'm using the 212 PhD ported cabinet with a 57 on axis with the room all the way off. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So let's hear how this thing sounds. Alright, let's see what this thing can do with the gain. So let's turn the gain down to 30, and here we got. Alright, let's turn the gain up to 50. Alright, let's hear the gain on 70. And let's hear the gain all the way up. Alright, I kind of like it back at about 30. Let's hear how that sounds again. I'm going to take it up to 40. Excuse me. Let's hear it sounds like with some different guitars. I'm going to go through different pickup selections on the Strat, then go to a Tele and a Les Paul sound. So let's hear how that sounds. I'm going to bring the bass down. Keep in mind, it's a very dark sounding amp. Let's hear that with the Tele. let's hear it with the Les Paul. Oh, sorry. Now it's here on the Les Paul. I was on the Strat. Alright, so let's go back to the Strat sound and mess around with some of these other parameters. So starting with the master volume. The master works just like a master volume on a real amp. When you bring it down, the volume and the power amp distortion goes away. So let's hear what it sounds like 50. Alright, let's hear the master at 70. Alright, and let's hear it full blast. Let's mess around with the sag control. For the whole part of the video, you've been hearing it at 50. Let's hear it at 0. And let's hear it on 100. Alright, I like it pretty low, so I'm just going to put it all the way at 0. Skip the hum control. Let's mess with the bias control. So here it is at 50. Turn that bass down a little bit more. And here's the bias all the way down. Go ahead and increase the bass back up again so it don't sound too thin. Alright, let's hear the bias all the way up. I like it there, so I'm just going to keep it there. The bias excursion, here it is 50%. Let's hear it at 0. And let's hear it on 100. I like it at 0, so I'm going to keep it there. Let's go to the cab parameters. The low cut really comes in handy if you have a really basic guitar like the Les Paul model on the Very X on the neck pickup. So let me play some riffs down low so you can hear it with the low cut engaged, and let's hear what it sounds like. Let's turn on the low cut. So that can really come in handy if you've got a drop tuned or an extended range guitar. that tends to be a little too bassy. So you can set that and then EQ your amp accordingly. So that's a neat feature to have. The res level. Let's hear what that does. So here it is a 50. I'm going to bring the volume down a little bit real quick before I go too much further. Here's the res control, or the res level at 0. Here's on 100. Be careful, this is a little loud. Alright, I don't like it quite that high. I'm just going to put it back to 50. The thump control is really cool if you want some nice cool bottom end in your sound without it being too muddy. This is a pretty dark sounding amp, so you might want to turn that control down. Sorry about that. You might want to turn that control down if it starts to get a little too boomy. So let's hear it sounds at 50. Alright, and let's hear it all the way down. Alright, I'm just going to put it back at 100 where it's supposed to be. The decay knob we're not going to mess with. The boost comp adds a second channel to your amplifier, basically. Kind of gives you a little extra gain, a little extra push on the amp, and so let's just hear what that sounds like. It kind of builds on what you have without imposing a lot of sound on itself, like a tube screamer or something would. So let's hear how that sounds. Here it is with it, or without it. Here it is with it. Alright, now let's hear the classic distortion with it. Turn that filter up a little bit more. Alright, now let's hear it with the tube screamer. Alright, this sounds pretty good. Let's hear the tube driver with it. Alright, so that's the Line 6 Pod HD500 with the Marshall Super Lead in the normal channel, also known as the Plexi Lead 100 Norm. So, pretty cool sounding amplifier. It's a little dark sounding, so if you have a really bright guitar, this is a cool amp to mess with. What can I say? It's a Marshall. You just gotta crank it up and let it wail. So, if you like this patch, you can download it at the Line 6 website. I'll include a link to it in the info page. And feel free to download it and check it out. And I really hope you enjoy it. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. This is Derek Hegwood. Thanks for watching, and God bless you.